Most people who want to make music never even start. Not because they're not talented, but because they think they need expensive equipment and professional studios. But some of the biggest artists today started with almost none of that. Billie Eilish recorded her first songs in her bedroom. The Kid Laroi started off as a SoundCloud rapper. And David? We don't talk about him. But how did they do it? Well, modern media has made it possible for pretty much anyone to create their own music and upload it worldwide. Today, I'm going to show you how to do just that. The first step is actually creating your music. And all you need is your phone or a laptop. Music today is made in what we call digital audio workstations, or DAWs. DAWs let people record, edit, and mix music all from home. Some of the biggest and most commonly used DAWs are FL Studio, Ableton, GarageBand, Logic Pro, and BandLab. BandLab and GarageBand are the two most accessible and easy-to-use apps out there, and they're both free. They're the perfect place to start out making your own music. Some other things that might come in handy but are not entirely necessary are a pair of headphones and a basic microphone. That's all you need to start learning. Another thing people often misunderstand is songwriting. People think that artists just magically come up with perfect songs instantly, but songwriting is usually just repetition. In songwriting, there's a concept called the 80-20 rule. It's based off the general idea that about 80% of output comes from 20% of input. Now, this can apply to many more situations than just songwriting. For example, let's say you want to plant 100 tomato seeds this summer. Now, when you harvest them, 80% of what you get will likely come from only about 20 seeds. And after a few summers, you'll start to look at the type of seeds that seem to produce the most. You start asking yourself, what variety are they? Did I water them more? Did they get more sun? By asking yourself these questions, you can figure out what produced the most tomatoes and keep going from there. Now, you might be wondering, how is this important as a songwriter? Well, it sets a realistic expectation for your music. If you write 100 songs, only about 20 of them will likely get you anywhere. If you release an album with 10 songs on it, you can expect people to really only like 2 of them. About 80% of your income will come from those 2 songs. And when you start making more music, really analyze what songs perform well and figure out why they do. And then just keep doing that. Now, making music is only half of the process. The next step is distribution. In the past, artists needed record labels to physically distribute CDs to stores and radio stations. But nowadays, digital distributors like DistroKid and United Masters do this automatically. This is how your music reaches streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. Okay, now streaming didn't just change how music is distributed. It also changed how music succeeds. Back in the day, success depended heavily on radio stations and labels deciding who deserved attention. But nowadays, algorithms do this work, and things like Spotify playlisting, TikTok videos, and YouTube recommendations can help push these underground artists to millions of people overnight. And this is where it gets interesting. Virality is not entirely predictable. Sometimes songs become successful for reasons that people don't usually expect, like this snippet of a song that Malcolm Todd posted on TikTok in 2023. People liked the song and it ended up getting used in thousands of videos, all from one TikTok. This brings us right to step 3, promotion. Promotion and marketing are by far the most important parts of music and media. Because here's something most people don't realize. You can make an amazing song, but if nobody hears it, it basically doesn't exist. And that's why promotion matters. Musicians basically have to act like content creators to stay visible. A huge part of this stems from the influence of apps like TikTok. Your song doesn't need to be fully heard to succeed. It just needs a small moment that people can repeatedly use until it becomes familiar enough to spread on its own. This familiarity can turn into preference, which is why a song can feel like it's everywhere, even if you never chose to listen to it. And in that sense, promotion today isn't just about advertising anymore. It's also about repetition. Our brains love repetition because it's comfortable. Media companies are well aware of this and take full advantage of it. This is why promotion on apps like TikTok works so well. Overall, the media that we know today has completely changed creativity. Before the internet, creating music professionally was limited to people with money and studio access, but now anyone can do it. And that doesn't guarantee success, but it does mean the opportunity's there.